Hi, I'm Kirk Adkins, and today I'm going to show you how to apply sneakers. The first thing you have to consider is all flares and dishes and distortions to the hoof wall have to be removed, and the final shape of the trim must be done before you start shaping your sneakers. I'm just going to dress the frog up a little bit. Okay, we're prepared from the bottom side. So at this point, we're going to address the flares and distortions on the outside of the horse's foot. Joey doesn't have very many, so it won't take much to clean this foot. This is all the preparation we need for him on the outside of his feet. From the sizing guide, you'll get the most important measurements from width and length, but the toe profile is also very important. In this case, this horse might go into a shorter size or a smaller size, but I'm going to the bigger size in order to get a wider toe so that I can set the shoe back be more appropriate for his type of conformation. So the first thing that we're going to do before you mark the shoe up for sizing and shaping is you have to take the plastic off the clips. So once we have the clips cleaned, now we can take it to the foot. So even though he has kind of a smallish foot, he has a nice broad round toe. So the toe profile of this one fits him better. So we're going to start with that rather than the smaller size. Once we place the shoe, we want to make sure that it's flush or behind the end of the hoof wall. So we look at this point of the frog, it should point to the center of the shoe as a kind of rule of thumb. Once you have that, then you take and bring the shoe forward and the foot forward, and now we can draw the shape of the foot onto the shoe. An idea. Okay, now we have the shape of the foot traced on the shoe. Okay, this is where sneakers are different, and I'm going to show you the process. I like to get them clamped, pair of vice grips, clamped in a vise, holds them horizontal. Always cut outside the line. If you cut on the line, remember that is the actual shape of the foot. So you want to leave a little extra and then work your way back to it. We're going to cut a little bit of length off the back. And this is a completion of the rough shaping. Next step is final shaping with the grinder. We have the shoe ready and shaped. Now we're going to mark the nail holes. So, for those of you that are not used to putting on sneakers, it might be an easier thing if you hold the shoe next to the foot. Look at your white line, and then mark a corresponding set to from the edge of the shoe in. The radial nailing grooves have marks in the foot surface of the shoe that will give you the opportunity to make sure that you get the nails into the radial nailing grooves. The only consideration in drilling the holes is to make sure that you add pitch to the nails, just like you would if you were making your own nail holes in a steel shoe. This allows you to slope your nail so that it comes out at the proper height in the hoof wall. When nailing on sneakers, you can use just about any nail that you like, that's as long as it's a number 5. In this shoe here, I'm going to use 3 different head styles on these nails. I have a Plater Special, a regular City Head 5, and then I have a E head, or a European style head. It's not so important which nail you use as long as you follow the steps and make sure you drive the nails through the tread into contact with the aluminum. So that was a City Head. This is now a Plater Special, number 5. So you can use the punch end of your clinch cutter. You can use the blade end. We're going to tap the clips in. The last step is to clinch and finish. Be sure to cut the nails off close and tight to the hoof wall. And you can do a standard rasp under the nail if you'd like, but the clips sometimes get in the way of doing it with the file. Like this one here, it's in the way. So I use the nail gouge to be sure that I get a good undercut under the nail. Okay. So now we're going to do the hind shoes. The front and the hind patterns have a different shape, but it's most important that you pick the proper shape for the foot that you have and not be constrained to a front on a front and a hind on a hind. Make sure that the foot is trimmed level and dressed on the outside before you mark it. After you size the shoe, you have to clean the plastic off the clips so that you get metal to hoof wall contact. The next step is to saw them down. The next step after you've shaped the shoe is to place the nail holes over the white line. Once you have that done, then you can take it over and drill it. You can drill it by hand or you can use a drill press. Set of the nail and pitch of the nail are 2 most important things that you have to remember. You must drive the nail of the head through the tread in contact with the aluminum. If you fail to do that, then the shoes will become loose and fall off. Make sure that you cut the nails short and tight to the wall. I use a nail gouge because the nail gouge allows me to get a good undercut under the nail for a good, tight, secure clinch. Clinching. It's pretty straightforward. It's the same clinching procedure that you would use on any standard shoe. So this is how I apply sneakers. It's a different approach than a standard shoe in that you cut them to fit. Other than that, it's very simple and straightforward. If you have any other questions, you can contact us at equithotics.com and we'll be happy to help.